Hello there, YouTube. This is Mr. Gibson Guy. Thank you for stopping by the channel today. Today I got a new video I'm working on. Maybe you will find this interesting. I think it's pretty interesting for photography video. Today we're going to be looking at thorium in camera lenses. What is a thoriated lens? It is a lens that had thorium oxide mixed in the molten glass when it was first being manufactured. Why was this done? Because thorium improves chromatic aberration in a lens. Remember the physics properties of glass: reflection, refraction, and absorption. Reducing chromatic aberration keeps all the colors of a more similar length so they don't overlap and mix up. In other words, thorium gives us sharper, more accurate photographs and more accurate colors. Thorium is a radioactive element, much less dangerous than plutonium or uranium. It is still used for its excellent optical properties, but was removed from public use in 1980. That was a long time ago. Governments still use it. Thoriated lenses are highly prized today for their unique qualities in these photographic lenses of 50 plus years ago. Now, I have at any one time about 25 cameras in my selection over here, and close to 50 different removable lenses. And they change as I sell stuff and buy new stuff, and some things go, some things go. So I'm not going to go through everything before this. I already did, so we don't have to. And I have found out of my in excess of 45 lenses that I had two that clearly have thorium in them. Now, I suspected before I got my Geiger counter that several of my lenses were going to have thorium in them. And the reason that I suspected that was because they have a kind of a tobacco-y brown color in the glass that ranges from a light gray to a dark amber, depending on how old the lens is and how much radioactivity. But when I got my Geiger counter, I tested the lenses, and the lens that I was most convinced was thoriated. The lens that I suspected might have been thoriated, but which, according to all my research, was not a thoriated lens, is a thoriated lens. The other ones, there's a couple of other lenses that I looked up that are supposed to be thoriated lenses, but they didn't show up as being radioactive, which was kind of disappointing. And I have a feeling that the reason that they didn't show up radioactive is that with the Geiger counter gives you kind of an ambient radiation level in the house, what the radiation is all around the area, and then other radiation shows up above that. But if some of these thoriated lenses were made with a very small amount of thorium, they would still be thoriated lenses, but for example, the Geiger counter in my house says it's at 0.07 millisieverts as the ambient radiation level. And if I had a lens which radiated at a rate of 5 millisieverts, then that would be disguised. It wouldn't show up on the Geiger counter because the Geiger counter starts at 0.7. 0.5 is underneath that, so you would never see it. So I suspect one of these lenses that I have read is an old silver-nosed Olympus 28 millimeter f3.5, which I did see on a video somebody was measuring it, and they had put it right on top of the Geiger counter, and about every 30 seconds it would go beep, and about 30 seconds later it would go beep, because it was very, very, very slightly radioactive. But you'd have to get some way to take out the ambient radiation level, which is higher than the radiation level of the lens. So until I do that, I'm going to consider it to not be thoriated, although I suspect it is very minutely thoriated. So I'm going to show you the Geiger counter results on these two lenses. And while we're doing this experiment in physics, it would have been cool in physics in high school if we had Geiger counters to play with. That would have been really cool, but probably a lot more radioactive material around in those days too. This is my Geiger counter. I'll turn it on, and you can see it'll give you all the outputs here. You can get it in bar graph or you can get it in numerical, but I'm going to do it in numerical. Now let's take a look here, get up close, and you can see the yellow numbers. It's 000.07 millisieverts. That's millisieverts, yeah. And see, that's right across here, 0.07. That's the general radiation level here. Now, let's see. I'm going to put this lens right up here on top, and let's see what happens to the numbers. Alright, you can see some flashing. There's some radiation going on, but we're still stuck on 0.7. Oh, now we're jumped up to 10. 13, 15, 12, 10, blink, blink, 12. So we're definitely getting some changing in the reading there. But I'm going from the front of the lens. So let's try it here. See if this drops back down. Come on, go back down to 7. Well, we'll start over again anyway. Here we go. Let's do this because we're pretty close. 8. 7, oh, it's going down. What are we going to do? 10, here we go. 13, 15, yeah, we're 18. The rear element is 22, 20, 22, then 24, here we go, 20. All right, we're going somewhere. 27, now it's really taking off. 42, 46, 42, 38, 34, 30, 26, 22, 18, going back down again. I'm not touching any buttons. This is just the changing radioactivity on it, how it's spinning off electrons. All right, so you can see there's a lot of motion. So we're going to take this off. This is the Minolta 28 millimeter f2.5. And it is a MC wide W Rocore X SI, and this is one of the few Minolta lenses that is officially recognized by Minolta as being a thoriated lens. Now, this one I told you more about. This is a lens that I got with this Pentax MX, and this is the I'll read the whole title of it. This is the SMC Pentax 1.4 50 millimeter, and Ashai Optical Company, Japan. SMC is super multi-coated, and this is, according to all the research that I've done, this is not a thoriated lens. This came afterwards, according to everything that I've read on the internet. So let's see what we think of things that we read on the internet here. All right, so I'm back at 007 there, and try here. This is from the front element. 10, 12, 15, 17, 18, 17, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 42, 45, 50, 46, 49, 45, 50, 54, 58. Oh, there we go. Now we're starting to get some radioactivity. 62. Went red there for a minute. All right. Let's try from the rear element on this and see what we get. 30, 26, 34, 38, 42, 46, 50. Oh, we're getting up there. 54, 58. We're getting up in the red there. 73, 74, 80, 75, 83. Oh yeah, we got some radioactivity there. Okay, that's good. You can stop now. Thank you. So, my observation for this is, that the Minolta Rocore lens has a small amount of thorium in it, and the Pentax, even though it's not supposed to have any, has a bit more thorium in it, because whether it was front or back, we were getting much up to level 1 of our millisieverts of radiation from this little lens here, which isn't even supposed to, according to Pentax and according to the internet, it's not supposed to even be radioactive. Obviously it is more radioactive than this. So we see there are different levels of radioactivity, which would probably indicate varying levels of thorium in the lens. So, if you want to get one of these, this is a nuclear radiation detector, and it seems to actually work pretty good. It takes a little while to get the one lithium battery inside of it charged up, but once it gets charged up, it does a pretty good job from what I've seen. Oh yeah, it gives you a bunch of features on the back. I didn't notice that. I was reading the directions. Should have been looking at this instead. Anyway, so that checks that out. I'm going to start going to places, pawn shops and thrift stores and stuff where they have old cameras and camera lenses, and I'm going to bring my Geiger counter with me and have some fun. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Well, anyway, so if you found that enjoyable, give me a like on the video, and send me a comment. I'm interested in hearing what people think about this, if it was helpful information. There's always more stuff to talk about with these things, but the recent move towards thorium, it's funny. It's kind of like spreading word all over the world about the need for these, and I've been looking recently at the prices for a Pentax 6x7. I used to have one many years ago, and it turns out that one of the lenses, or maybe a number of their lenses, are thoriated, and that's a funny thing, because I can remember looking up those lenses not long ago, and they were generally going to be available for like $100, and then all of a sudden they jumped up to $500 and $600 for the 105 millimeter f2.4, just the standard lens on the camera, because it's thoriated, and everybody wants to get that lens. Because when somebody hears, oh, that's a lens that's thoriated, the market just jumps for it. So it'd be interesting to find out about these things and follow up and see what you can come up with. That's why I kind of do this camera business, is it's so interesting to see the intricacies of the market moving on a daily basis. Well, thank you for stopping by, and come and visit the channel again. Until next time, this is Mr. Gibson Guy, and I'm out of here.